اینگرید بتانکور. در طول 2 دهه گذشته شما مسیر بازسازی جنبشی را رهبری کرده اید که آخوندها و متحدانشان فکر می کردند آن را نابود کردند. جنبشی که اکنون به عنوان مشعل ایمان و امید برای مردم ایران می درخشد. در مواجهه با یک رژیم استبدادی، جنبش شما به تنها آلترناتیو دموکراتیک تبدیل شده است.
رژیم با کمک طرفداران مماشات به دنبال ایجاد آلترناتیوهای قلابی مانند احیای شبح دیکتاتوری شاه و تلاش‌هایی برای تضعیف استقلال و عزم و اراده شما بوده است. اما با این حال آنها شکست خوردند. آنها ظرفیت شما را دست کم گرفتند.
امروز همه ما در اینجا جمع شده ایم تا حضور شما، همان زن پرنشاط را گرامی بداریم که در برابر یک باند فاسد و جنایتکار، دیوانه و خونخوار ایستاده است. فانوسی از ایمان و امید در تاریک ترین زمانها.
Chers amis, parlementaires de l'Europe, des États-Unis, personnalités aimées, reconnues du monde entier, chère Mariam, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, what a great day it is today. A day filled with hope, determination, and the indomitable spirit of resilience. Allow me to begin by extending my heartfelt congratulations to Meriem, a true symbol of courage and unwavering dedication. Probably many of you don't know, but 20 years ago, in the face of a shameful deal with the mullahs, an attempt was made to silence Meriem, to shatter the movement she represents, and to fabricate malicious judicial dossiers filled with baseless allegations and fake charges. 20 years ago, they went as far as to arrest Meriem. The world vividly remembers that day, 20 years ago. It was 3rd of July, and Meriem emerged onto these very streets here in Auvers-sur-Oise, greeted by thousands of supporters, but also marked by the weight of pain and wounds inflicted upon you, Meriem, and your people. It was a moment, I believe, that signaled the beginning of a new journey. One that would demand relentless efforts and unfathomable sacrifices. But this year, to hold this event, the Iranian resistance faced again huge obstacles. The regime has asked France, as Michel was stating, the country of freedom, of democracy, of human rights, asked this government to prevent the holding of this event, and the government succumbed to the Iranian regime's demands. What a shame. For me, there's no other explanation than blackmail. But it was not only the pressure on the French government. Others tried to recommend to dignitaries of their respective countries not to attend under the pretext of security concerns. We can all testify the pressure on every single one of us to cancel our participation today. But here we stand today, stronger than ever, united in our pursuit of justice and freedom, and supporting you, Miriam. Over the past 2 decades, you have led the way in rebuilding the movement which the mullahs and their allies thought they have destroyed. A movement that now shines as a beacon of faith, and I agree, it's faith, and hope for the people of Iran. In the face of a dictatorial regime, your movement has become the only democratic alternative, the only one standing steadfast in its commitment to freedom and democracy. All the others have been erased and wiped out. You are the only one remaining. Yes, these 20 years have been filled with moments of triumph. We have celebrated some of them together, but also of adversity. Every step forward has been accompanied by immense pain and suffering. Yet, through it all, you, Miriam, have remained resolute, refusing to bow under the pressure of tyranny. Your dedication to the cause has inspired countless others, all of us here, and igniting a fire within all of our hearts that will never be extinguished from now on. But new generations have also joined you, especially brave Iranian young women. Those who are fighting after the tragic death of Mahsa Amini. And I have to stress that their fight is not only a feminine fight. It's not about women only. Of course it's about women, but it's not about women. It's about human dignity for men and women all alike. And all these new generations are fighting for the 10-point of your political plan, for a secular, democratic, non-nuclear Iran. And they have embraced it as a rally cry in the streets of Tehran and other cities all over Iran and outside Iran too, like we saw today in Paris. But let us not forget that the challenges we have faced in recent times have been hard. The regime, aided by advocates of appeasement, has sought to create false alternatives, like reviving the ghost of the Shah dictatorship, attempts designed to undermine your independence and your resolve. They have employed, and we know, how many and how every trick possible in the book to dismantle the progress you have made, even terrorist attacks. But yet they have failed because they underestimated the strength and determination of those who stand for justice. And they underestimated you because you were a woman. They underestimated your capacity. In the past few weeks, we have witnessed another assault on your efforts. The mullahs resorted to hostage diplomacy and blackmail, while the West regrettably gave in once again to the demands of the Iranian regime. But it did not break your resolve, nor ours. We stand here today undeterred and stronger, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. Miriam, you have shown us what it means to be a true leader. A beacon of faith, of hope in the darkest of times. Today, we all gather here to celebrate you, the bright woman opposing a corrupt and criminal gang of old, crazy, and bloodthirsty men. We have come in your defense to honor you, recognizing your unwavering spirit, your tireless effort, and to pledge our total support in the battles that lie ahead. And let me point out that for those of us who have been holding your hand since many years ago, this has been an incredible summit. And we all know, we feel it, it's our feeling, it's our emotional certitude that this movement, the national resistance of Iran, has attained its momentum. Everything is going to go very fast from now on, and we have to be ready. Because the power of our unity and the resilience of our spirit will bring about the dawn of a new era of Iran. A future without the mullahs. A future without the dictatorship and the violence and the cranes hanging people and the corruption and the alliances around the world with the most corrupt people. But we're going to build a future together, a future of freedom, of democracy, of triumph of the human spirit and generosity. And thank you, Miriam. As with you, the flame of hope continues to burn bright within all of our hearts. Thank you, Miriam.
رودیک، نماینده پارلمان اوکراین، رهبر حزب هولوس: غیر ممکنی وجود ندارد. هر کس تواناتر از آن چیزی است که دنیا از او انتظار دارد و در مورد خودش فکر می کند. به همین دلیل ملت‌ها برای آزادی خود می جنگند و پیروز می شوند.
Free people of Iran, I salute you. There are some lessons that we learned over this time, and I want to share those lessons with you today. The first lesson is the lesson of unity. We are the living proof of the fact that you cannot fight if you are fighting alone. But if you have strong friends who are standing beside you, willing to fight for the right cause, you can fight and you can be winning. And with that, I can tell you, free people of Iran, you are not alone as well. And all of us being here today is a proof of that. We are fighting the same fight, the rightful fight, the fight for freedom. And we are all together here. We are all not alone. The second lesson is that freedom is not free. That you have to fight for what you believe in. And sometimes you have to pay the price. And it's easy to say, I believe in this and that, I value this and that, but the time comes when you have to step up and decide what is important for you. The freedom and ability to define your own future, democracy, all those values that we are fighting for and that you are fighting for. And there is a third lesson, that unpunished evil always returns. One would think that we would all learn it from the history lessons, but apparently we have not, because it repeats itself over and over and over. And this is why it is so critical to make sure not only that we win the war, but that we have justice for all who suffered from the totalitarian regimes. And the fourth lesson is the lesson of peace. So many people are asking on if the peace is possible. Is there a diplomatic solution? And I became a politician with one simple, particular idea. I wanted us to build a free, democratic countries where the next generation, our kids, would be free in their choices, would be able to pursue their dreams. They would be a generation that will be building new, empowered, democratic Ukraine. And, you know, we are robbed of that now, because we have a generation of children that have seen dead bodies, that know how to act during air raid siren, that know how to study in a bomb shelter, that are asking their parents this painful question, Mommy, are we refugees now? And there is one particular thing that we owe to those kids. They should not have to fight this war again. This is why we will win the war once and for all. And there is the fifth lesson, that impossible is nothing. Dear friends, free people of Iran, you remember how when the full-scale invasion started, not too many people believed that we will stand for more than 2 or 3 days. But you know what is the most important? That we believed that. And we were ready to fight, no matter how many no's we hear, no matter how crazy our ideas and all the goals seem. We knew that we can do that. And every time somebody tells us, you cannot get that, you cannot do that, you cannot win it, you know what I'm answering? Watch us. Watch us. We know one thing, that, and we are again the living proof of it, that one is more capable than the world expects of him, and the most important, that you are more capable than you think of yourself. This is why the nations are fighting for their freedom. This is why the nations are prevailing. This is why we see things that are impossible happening. Ukraine will prevail. Freedom will prevail. Democracy will prevail, and free Iran will prevail. Thank you, and glory to